Sometimes we see people that are sad. Really, they're not sad. You know, in fact, Disney did a whole movie about this. It's called Frozen. These people are just frozen. People get hurt. They get hurt by life. And they look like they're sad, right? But really, you know what they are? They're just frozen. It's really sad. You see someone outside, t-shirt, shorts, they're freezing inside. And, you know, let me ask you very simple. What's the temperature of happiness? What's the temperature of happiness? It's not cold.
It's got to be warm.
It's got to be warm.
How warm depends upon how happy you are.
100%. You know, can you imagine you're walking around and you're warm? Like, let's prove it to each other, okay? It's very straightforward. Stephen, just remind me the name of your wife. What's her name?
Esther.
Okay. So Stephen and Esther, they're out on a date, and it's you know, they live in the 5 towns. It's cold. It's the winter. They're outside, and it's cold, and it's the winter, and they have this wonderful dinner. And then Stephen says, "Wait, I have a surprise for you." So they go out in nature to this beautiful overlook. And they're standing outside, and, you know, Esther says, "It's beautiful, but, you know, Mamish, I'm freezing." But then, even he's such a romantic. He says, "You know, Esther, I love you like there's no tomorrow." And you know what? Suddenly, Esther's not cold anymore. You know why she's not cold? Because she's so happy, right? So we got to warm ourselves up, warm up our souls, and with the warmth comes happiness. And you know what? Why really? The truth. This is the truth. Why did God create Jews? What's our job? Our job is to warm up the world. And you know, Noah, he was a great guy. And when it was cold outside, he knew how to build an ark. But Abraham, when it was cold outside, he knew how to build a fire. And that's who we are. We're the fire people. reminded me. I saw Stephen, he was clapping his hands. You know, the left, they really hate the right. And the right, they just want to kill the left. That's just what it is. America, give out. The left, the right, everyone wants to kill each other. But you know what? When there's music, you know what happens? The left and the right, it comes together. And so, what a beautiful thing. Okay, so today's teaching. Thank you, Janine, for putting, it's Jenny, right? For putting on your, to see your beautiful face. Okay, for our teaching from today is unbelievable, mamish, unbelievable. First, I'll teach you the tune and then the words that go with it. Dee 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 da, dee 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 da 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 dum, dee dum, dee 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 da 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 dum, dee da, dee 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 dee. Okay, so the tune is by Rabbi Shlomo Carlebach. It's originally sung to Melech Rachman, but we're going to sing it to a little differently. This is the sentence. The sentence says an incredible thing. It says, Kovei Adonai, the people that put their hope in God, Kovei Adonai, Yachlifu Koach, they will have their strength renewed. Ever Kenisharim, it's like they're going to have their limbs will come like wings. Yarutzu, they will run. V'lo yigo, they will not. They won't become weary. Yelechu, v'lo ye'efu, they will walk, and they won't become tired. So I'll just say it in English. Those that put strength, those that put hope in God, will exchange their strength, renew their strength. Their limbs will be like eagles, like they'll fly. They will run, and they won't get tired, and they'll walk. They won't become weary. And so it's so awesome. It's beyond awesome. So basically, let me ask you a very, very simple question. What is the temperature of our bodies? What is it? Right? It's what? It's in Fahrenheit.
98.6.
98.6. 98.6. Okay. So now very simple. Okay. You go outside. Okay. 98.6 is warm. Yes. Have you ever been outside in 98.6 weather? It's warm. You need a hat. You need sunglasses. It's wet. You need to drink water. It's warm. So if you go outside and it's cold, how come you're cold? Your body temperature is 98.6. So it's very simple. It's because when you go inside, you're not cold. You go outside. You see, when Stephen says to Esther that he loves her, you know what happened to Esther? She went inside. Inside. Inside it's warm. You're outside, it's freezing cold. And then suddenly you're singing, right? You're singing. Imagine now it's Yom HaShoah, Holocaust Day, and soon it's going to be Memorial Day. You're standing outside, you're freezing cold. I remember when we used to go to the Soviet Jewry rallies, it was freezing cold. I think it was around Simchas Torah, and it was always freezing cold. And then everyone's saying together, you're singing Hatikva together. You're not cold when you sing Hatikva. Why? Because the song takes you inside. And inside, it's not cold. So how does that work? So it's very, very simple. is that it says in the Torah, Genesis chapter 2, sentence 8, it says, "V'yipach ba'apav nishmat chayim, v'yadam nefesh chaya." That God breathed into us a soul, and we became a living being. Okay, so now basically, to make it very, very fast, what's a soul? It's very, very simple. I look at Jenny, and I have a vacuum cleaner, and I attach the vacuum cleaner to Jenny, and then what I do is I suck out who Jenny is. So now I have Jenny looking at me in the Zoom, and I have this bag of Jenny because her soul is in the bag. So what's in the bag? Well, it's not her body. So it's everything, her dreams, her thoughts, her imagination, her desires, her memories. That's essentially what our soul is. That's essentially what our soul is. So now what God did is that God, he breathed into us a soul. And as soon as that soul enters the body, you know what that soul creates? Heat. That's what it means to be alive. And from day one that we're born, there's heat being generated. You think about it. 98.6 heat is being generated 24/7 for all of our lives. That's like a nuclear reactor, right? It's unbelievable, right? You don't change the soul. It's the same soul, right? Now, when God decides the soul leaves the body, what's the temperature of the body? It's cold, right? Bodies without a soul are cold. So we say that when we connect to the godly part of who we are, when we connect, we put our hope in God, then our strength is renewed. How do we know this? We know this because let's say you're doing something that you really love, okay? Jordan, what's something that you really love doing? That you really love doing to such an extent you love it so much, you don't even feel the passing of time.
We all know the answer to that question, Josh. Travel.
Travel. Okay.
Travel. Seeing different things.
Okay. So you see, what does that mean? That means there's certain things that we do. For me personally, it's carpentry. Okay. Or when I dance with my wife. But there's certain things that when we do them, we're beyond time. What does it mean to be beyond time? Beyond time means is that we're touching something that is beyond the physical. We're touching something which is godly, right? Who is beyond time? God is beyond time. You know, what do we all struggle with? We all struggle with, we eat too much of this, we eat too much of this. You know what? Suddenly we're doing something that we love. We love it so much that we're not hungry. Why? It's because we're no longer reaching for a physical answer. We're connected to something deep inside of us. That's why we say, Kovei Hashem, the people that connect to the godliness inside of them, outside of them, their strength is renewed. They're never tired. They're never tired. What's that famous line? You know, that if you love your work, you know, you're never going to work a day in your life. Well, that's exactly this, is that when I connect to my truth, what is God? God is truth. God is the truth of everything. When I connect to my truth, when I connect to those things that they take me, I just don't feel like eating. I don't feel like going on Facebook. I don't feel like going on YouTube. No, I am so focused on those things that are really, really true in my life, important in my life. When I touch those things, I don't have the need to stress. I don't have the need to eat. I'm not tired. That's Kovei Hashem. That's what it means when I put my strength. And our job is to find those things that God instilled inside of us, connect to those things. And how do we recognize these things? Because we're passionate about them. Because when we do them, we're not hungry, we're not tired. And if we do things and we're not hungry, we're not tired, that's because we're touching something that's godly. Because only God is beyond time. Only God has endless strength. So we say, Kovei Adonai chlifu koyach yalu וכנשרים ירוצו לא ייגעו ילכו ולא יעייפו קובע אדוני החליפו כוח יעלו וכנשרים קובע אדוני החליפו כוח יעלו וכנשרים ירוצו ולא ייגעו ילכו ולא יעייפו די דה 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 Sorry. Okay, nice.